Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 7. Oh man, we only have 3 more left, but we were left on a cliffhanger. Joel was stabbed. I'm praying he doesn't die and this turns into like a, hey, we're following, Ellie story, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I really like Ellie, and following her would be great, but like her and Joel together, that chemistry, I love it, I want more of it, and I'm not ready for it to go, so I'm praying here. So, but we had a lot last episode. We had them, find his brother. We had them find the school where the Fireflies were supposed to be, and they weren't. They moved on. So we have like a new goal to go find where they went, I suppose. But obviously, we need to fix Joel up if it's possible. I pray it is. And in the very beginning of the episode, we had that interaction with that older couple that was just phenomenal. I loved it. The chemistry between all the actors there was, I don't know. I had so much fun watching that scene. So, yeah, I just want to watch this one. Let's get into it. We're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. And I pray my power stays on for this and I don't have to do some janky stuff. We are in the middle of a snowstorm, and it's already gone out once and then came back on, but that was a couple hours ago, and it's been on since. So pray. Pray with me. Please survive another hour while I watch this. Actually, to be extra safe, right when I usually like don't do any cuts going into the discussion, but I might end the recording because I think if my power goes out while I'm recording, the video gets corrupted. So, which is unfortunate. I was so tempted to make popcorn to eat with this, but I do that with my movies sometimes, and I kind of feel bad because I'm sitting here munching on popcorn. Tires gone because people are taking whatever tires they can get these days. Looks like a house I've seen on another show. I guess it just looks like a house. Oh, they have their horse inside. Does it? I guess it could probably fit through a door. Or is it in a garage? Alright, she managed to get him. No, we must save you, Joel! Now, it's not like Walking Dead where anyone that dies, they turn, right? Oh, Joel. A little tear. Is she gonna try to get help and bring it back? Flashback? Oh, this is when she was in. Okay, this isn't. Well, it is flashback, but this is when they're in the Fedra training, right? What an asshole. Hmm. Oh shit. I guess she does fight. Okay, so oh, never mind. This is after the fight. Black eye. I was like, wait, is this her just thinking back at that moment? You keep debating me. Whoa. It's this guy. I've seen this actor before. Hmm. Hmm. Sometimes you gotta try a different approach, right? Hmm. I have such mixed feelings about Fedra because I feel like this guy could be a good guy, like trying to do good, but then there's others that are like, in it for the power, but I guess that's pretty much any government organization, right? And then there's also different Fedras, right? There was the Fedra of Kansas that was like way worse than this one was. I thought she found that um pun book, but did she just have it with her? I wonder what happened to her. She didn't really talk about that, did she? Her friend that would fight for her. I don't know. We've heard her really talk about what happened to that girl. Mortal Kombat 2. Oh boy. Is this gonna be a Bethany thing? Oh, is this the girl that was gone that fights for her? Hmm. She joined the Fireflies. I have a bad feeling Riley got bit. You know how she has that bite on her arm, Ellie? Hmm. I would not be up for that. I ain't doing no party in 2 hours before I gotta do shit. Fuck that. I wonder what some of the stuff is like in the games. Like, I wonder, like, do you follow the different characters? As I've said, in case you didn't hear me say it before, uh, I have not played the games, but hmm, interesting. Fucking Carol. All right. I really would like to learn more about both Fedra and the Fireflies. Because, like, I. Uh oh. Oh, shit. Uh oh. He's gonna be turned, isn't he? Is this the bite? Something's gonna be the bite, right? We have, Marlene takes her in, so it's like, and it's trying to, like, cure everything, right? So it's like, are they bad? Are they good? But Fedra doesn't seem too bad in this area. Jeez. Okay, so I'm just sitting here like, when's the bite? When's the bite? When's the bite? Oh, last episode, she drank some, and she was like, "Yup, still tastes like," or she said, "Yup, still gross," as if she's had it before, right? When she drank from Joel's flask. I guess that makes sense. I'm glad I made that connection. Because I thought about that last episode. I was like, huh. When did she have it before? Hmm. So worried something's gonna happen. Even though we know she's fine, but... Marlene, maybe? Huh. I mean, it does seem easy, right? Alright, you crazy kids. We're on a superhero show now. Jumping across the rooftops. We go fight crime. Man, I already winded, and then you have to go back. Getting a little bits of both sides. A little bit of more info for us, like I wanted. Seems like neither side is great, though. Like, blowing up supplies in a situation where supplies are limited is very stupid, in my opinion. Hmm. Okay. Maybe this is the bite. Or is that just me once again being wrong? You're wrong. Ellie gets bit. Riley brings her to Marlene. Marlene sees that she doesn't change. Maybe that's how she gets chained up in that room, right? Really shouldn't shine lights in people's eyes in the darkness. Hmm. Oh. The mall has power! What? That's crazy. How'd they do this? Who did this? It's a pretty crazy thing, though. Hmm. Man. Light pollution, though, is so hard to contain. I talked about how much I loved Ellie seeing, like, the things we take for granted. I like how Riley like didn't even count this one, I don't think. Gotta be careful. Someone drew on the poster thing over there. Someone colored one of her teeth out. Who'd be doing this random shit in the apocalypse are just like, I've always hated this poster. Oh, well, didn't make it back. Hmm. Sneakers are important. Your shoes wear down, right? Lingerie. She's gonna go somewhere she's not supposed to, maybe. Does Ellie have a thing for Riley? Like fixing her hair and seeing her make look good? Riley kind of taking her on like a, could be considered like a date kind of thing? It could just be friendship, right? But I just thought the way she fixed her hair in the mirror, Hey, of course it's a merry-go-round. Is that what they're called? It is a pretty cool night. Oh, that horse is terrifying. Oh, so she has ridden a horse before. I'm waiting for it to end bad. Is this whole episode gonna be... I'm okay with it if it is. I just want to know what happens to Joel. Please let me know before the end of the episode. Don't make me wait another. Oh no. Interesting. So there's other QZs that have been liberated? I wonder what they're like. Hopefully not like Kansas turned out. Damn. Well, I'd probably go with the fire. If both sides seem shitty, I'd probably go with the side that doesn't make me stand near the sewers. They talked about a, like, one eyebrow situation or whatever. Is that what happened to the scar for one eyebrow? Is that what they were referring to? That incident? Also, is that scar a part of Ellie's character, or is, like, in the games, or is that a scar that the actress has that they incorporate into the story? Either way, pretty cool. I like the idea that it's like a scar the actress has, and they just incorporate it into the story. Kind of a time freeze machine, right? It's crazy that a lot of this stuff still works. Just got some money. Silly. Aww. Either low on ink or ink's like dried up over the course of 20 years. Hmm. What is it? Oh, what? It's so untouched! I mean, I guess no one has a need for arcade machines in an apocalypse, right? Damn. Alright. Like I like how everything's so messed up, and there's just like a tipped over chair in here. And dust. Oh, some of them aren't working. Did you guys see the fucked up screen on one of them? Uh, I like how dirty the screen is. You need money! Huh! You need yeah. The machine. Alright. There's probably multiple of those machines too. There's probably so much change in there. Mortal Kombat? Yeah! She had it on her wall. It's gotta be pretty cool. Like, what? I mean, the most she's had is like a Walkman? Maybe in her entire life? That's how you play. Oh my god. I wouldn't be able to wait either. Hey, the best part of these fighting games is just mashing the buttons. I do that with my cousin, even to this day. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. We're only panning away for one reason. Where is it? I like this, like... Oh, of course, it's with the dolls! Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Not quite dead. Man, they played a lot. Gotta play some of the other games, man. Jeez. I love Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I don't play consoles very much, and my cousin has these games on consoles, like the newer ones, obviously. Better than a water pistol. Oh no. There's no way none of the food is good. Is this where she stays? Yeah. Ah. Nice. I love how much she loves puns. Nice. They don't get that one. That's great. These are bombs, aren't they? Yep. Shit gets serious. You can't know that. Yeah. Right, exactly. You're a kid. Uh... Hmm. Damn. Have we heard about the Atlanta QZ yet? Oh, Marlene, okay. Definitely gonna be some conflicting feelings there. Damn. I wonder if something happens to Riley too, or is it only her? Does like Riley leave and what happens to Ellie only happens to Ellie? Or does Riley get bit in turn while Ellie doesn't? Uh-oh. She doesn't want to end it like that? It seems darker. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh shit. Well. Tuh. Hmm. They're debating me this episode. I actually thought she was probably getting attacked or something. I've been so stressed this whole episode just because we know. I mean, we know the Ellie ends up being okay, but. Hmm. Oh, they're like Naruto and Sasuke. Sorry. One lost their family when they were young, the other one never had a family. Glad she went back though for like a proper goodbye. Not the dolls. Mm. That's pretty creepy. That glass, I don't trust it. As a fat man, easy. I'm too adult for things like this. I'm just an old fart, like, why would you do things like this? But there's kids having fun. Hmm. So the vibes I was picking up are not just vibes. Alright. Uh-oh. Is it now time? Uh-oh. Well, I bet. Oh shit! Jesus, it's fast. She get knocked out from that? Not the ribs. You don't stab the ribs. Ugh. This is why they should be teaching everyone. Okay, she woke up. Come on, Ellie. Yes. Well, shit. Is that it for him? Or is he still alive? Oh. God damn it. Did she get bit in that exchange? Or did Ellie get bit in that exchange? Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't even see it happen. Damn. Oh, fuck. She got bit too. Yep. So Ellie lives through it and Riley doesn't, huh? Oh, we're back. Damn. Alright, finding whatever medicine you can. Not gonna let someone else close to you die. Damn. Can you imagine just, like, thinking you're dead? Oh my god, is Riley gonna kill herself before she turns? And then is this gonna be a TV show thing? Riley's gonna kill herself. Ellie's gonna try to, but not be able to. You don't quit. Okay, she don't have to go back now. Well, damn. I don't know what I'd do. Yeah, that sucks, man. They're so young, too. That's what I gotta remember, is, like, can you imagine being a kid just knowing you have, like, really anyone knowing you have this, like, death sentence? Needle and thread. Do you know what the fuck you're doing, though? He's alive still. He looks at her. I told you to fucking leave. Alright. Hope. Ugh, that looks so messy. It's like not even like a... It's all over the place. It's like a ring and stuff. It's like, how do you sew that together? Joel's face. Joel's face is kind of like, you could tell he was like, this is gonna suck. No better experience than on the job, I guess. God damn. Alright. He's probably gonna live then. That'd be fucked up if they have her find that, they have her start sewing him up, and then they have it, like, not. That is it, guys, for episode 7. Excuse me. Great episode. I loved the backstory stuff. It was slower parts. There was a small part of me that wished, like, maybe half the episode was what we saw with Ellie and Riley, and then we had another half of the episode to dedicate to what she just did with Joel and maybe a little bit of his recovery and stuff like that. But I don't know. I do think that what we saw was good, and it did help. Like, the longer you draw it out, the more it makes you, like, care for the characters, right? Where maybe if it was half an episode, I wouldn't have cared too much about Riley, because, you know, the first part of the episode, it was like, oh, cool, flashback, and then there was, like 5-10 minutes into the flashback, I'm like, oh, that's right, we're probably gonna see how she gets bit. Now, we still haven't seen, I wonder if we will flash back to Marlene finding Ellie, right? Also, we haven't seen when Riley turns and Ellie doesn't. How does that, Ellie probably had to kill Riley, right? So those are more scenes that I would like to see, and maybe that's another thing that I kind of wish, is I kind of wish we got all of that here. Whereas now we might have to go back later. Now, I don't know if that will be next episode. I don't know if that will be next season. I have no idea. But it would be interesting. Like, I do kind of want to see Marlene's reaction. Like, obviously, we know her reaction is to chain Ellie up, right? And test her every day or whatever. Excuse me. But, like, the initial reaction, the initial look on someone's face when you're like, is it possible she's immune? You know, like, that thought process going through Marlene's head, I'd like to see it. But I mean, maybe the rest will just be, maybe we don't see it, and maybe it's just like, oh, it's implied what happens next, right? So, anyway. So we know there's an Atlanta QZ. I don't know if we've heard of that one. Actually, Atlanta QZ, is that the one? Yeah, Bullet and Pills Atlanta. I have that written down. So, I guess the Fireflies have a foothold in the Atlanta QZ, or I mean, Riley did say that other QCs have been, like, liberated from Fedra, right? And set right. Is that what Atlanta QZ is like? Or is that one in the process of it, right? Like, is she gonna be, like, is that one still Fedra controlled and she'd just be, like, sneaking around helping out or whatever? But I don't know. Either way, I like learning more about the world. We learned a little bit through them, like, taking jabs at each other. We learned a little bit more about Fedra and Fireflies, right? Like, Fireflies bombed a supply shelter, which I think is stupid, because I think supplies are limited. Like, don't get me wrong, if you want to try to do some kind of, you know, rebellion or something, or, you know, usurp the leaders of whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, I think that's fine. If what Fedra does really is that fucked up that it needs to be overthrown, then sure. But don't blow up supplies that literally everyone could use, right? Like, you're not just hurting, like, if you're blowing up supplies, you're not just hurting Fedra, you're hurting all the people that need those supplies, right? But, because, I mean, what that means is they're just going to hoard more for the people that are in charge, and that means the people who aren't in charge that they're trying to liberate, right, are the ones that are just going to be eating less. So, but yeah, it sounds like Fedra is also, they said, like, you know, seems like the citizens get hanged for crimes that maybe the Fedra officers commit, but the Fedra officers don't get charged for those crimes. That kind of made it sound like what she was saying. But I do, in a way, as fucked up as it is to say this, I think hangings in, like, public executions and stuff like that can work, right? Because, you know, if you're gonna threaten someone by putting them in a jail cell, like, some people would rather be in a jail cell than exist, you know, and have to make their own, you know, and have to work for a living and stuff like that. Like, there's some people that are like that and will abuse that system, right? Free food, you know, free lodging. But, like, if you're hanging people, that sends a message. That's gonna, you know, even if it's, like, simple crimes that you hang people for, that's really gonna, it's been proven to, you know, really stop crime is if people are like, if I do this, I'm gonna die. You know, there's more people that are less likely to do it then, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. Like, on one hand, Fedra, you know, sounds like they've done some messed up stuff. But also on the other hand, like Ellie said, they're keeping the place together, they're keeping it running, they're getting power to new apartments for people that have, like, shown up and, like, joined the QZ and everything. So it's like, I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'm kind of the type of person where it's like, if it was an apocalypse and people are, like, trying to rebuild things, like, even if it's under, like, a somewhat fucked up regime, as long as it's not too fucked up, like Kansas QZ, that one had to go, right? If they're raping women and torturing people and all the other things that they said was happening there, yeah, no, that needs to go. Like, saving humanity isn't worth losing your humanity, right? So there's those aspects to me where I'm like, if it's not super bad what they're doing, if what they're doing is to hold the QZ together and keep people in line and stuff like that for the sake of all of humanity kind of thing, right? Like, I get that, because I mean, there's only, I don't know, it's like, you gotta try to, like, preserve what's left of us, right? The Last of Us. But anyway, so at the moment, I don't know, I'm kind of tied between Fireflies and Fedra, because despite all of the bad things we hear about Fedra, we hear some bad things about the Fireflies, but then it seems like Fedra has done some good, at least in Boston QZ. Now, screw the other ones, I don't know what they're like, but and then, you know, but for the Fireflies, we have Marlene, who sees Ellie as someone who is possibly immune, wants to try to create a vaccine in order to, hopefully, in order to save everyone, right? You know, if you can cure as many people as possible to the point where they're immune to it, which means it can stop spreading, which means that eventually you slowly take out the infected and get the world back, right? Have immunizations for kids that are born that makes them immune to the fungus and everything, and then you slowly branch out from where you are and rebuild society. And even if, like, one or two show up and bite people, they're not gonna turn, right? Then you just kill them. Worst case, the people that get bitten die or something, because, you know, you get bitten in the wrong spot and you bleed out or something. But they're not gonna turn, so now you just killed another infected. Sure, there's another person dead, but we can make more of those. I'm just kidding, that's messed up. But, you know, I don't know, that's just kind of like my viewpoint of it. So, like, on that side of the Fireflies, I'm like on their side. So it's like, really, it's kind of like voting in an election in the US. It's like there's no you're choosing between two evils, right? And it's whatever is the least evil. But yeah. Back to the point of this episode, though, we had, you know, obviously a connection between Riley and Ellie. You know, I spotted it. Maybe there was tells before that, but definitely when she, like, started fixing her hair in the mirror, I was like, okay, or not the mirror, but the window. I was like, okay, is there, like, a little something? She's, like, trying to, like, you know, doll herself up, and then I started thinking, you know, at first I was like, oh, this mall thing is just a friend bringing her friend to something cool, but then I started being like, oh, it is a pretty good date night if it was going to be a date night. But then I started doubting myself, because, like, Ellie's supposed to be 14 in this, I think, and then she's supposed to be turning 17, right? And that's when she gets her assignment. Or she's 17 turning 18, either way. So I was like, okay, they're still young. Do they, like, I mean, I know young kids can, you know, feel love and those kind of emotions and everything and like people and stuff like that. But I was like, am I, like, expecting, or not expecting, but am I reading into this too much, and started doubting myself? But then there were other cues where I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna let it play out and stuff like that. But, like, the way that Ellie kept looking at Riley, I was like, you know, I do think there was something there. But yeah, definitely felt for these two kids that are just, you know, came here to have a good time. Now, obviously, it is risky. You're going to a place where you were warned there's infected, which means it wasn't fully cleared. Just because, you know, you don't see any immediately doesn't mean there's none there, and there was one there, and all it took was one to take these two kids out. If Ellie wasn't immune, they'd both be dead. And I felt really bad for Ellie because, like, obviously we know she lives, but at that point she figured she was dead, right? And can you imagine that feeling of like knowing you're like just gonna die real like before the next day? Because you turn within 24 hours, right, of infection, I believe it was. I mean, we saw Sam, he got bit the next morning, he was turned, so yeah, I mean, I can't imagine, like, even me at this age, I can't imagine being told, like, oh yeah, by tomorrow you're dead, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you do, right? Like, damn. And, I mean, they ran through the options of, like, do we just kill ourselves? And I talked about that, I was like, I don't know what I would do, right? Like, I don't know if I would kill myself, because the thing is one thing that would really eat away at me is I don't want to turn someone else, right? That's my main thing. Like, I don't want to just stay alive until I turn, because then there's a chance that my zombie ass is going to walk somewhere and bite someone else, and I could have prevented that by just shooting myself in the head, right? So, I don't know. I would be very tempted. I would definitely be probably close enough to pointing the gun to my own head and really considering it, but I don't know if I could pull the trigger. It's definitely one of those things where I don't know what I would do unless I was in that situation, right? You can't rationalize those, like, all the different things, like, no matter how much you sit here and think, like, from the safety of your own home where you're perfectly healthy and everything, sitting there trying to think about what would be going through your head in that moment. You can try, but you'll never really know. So that's the way I feel in those kind of like choices when they show them in shows, and I'm like, what would I do? And it's like, well, I don't really know what I'd do unless I was like in that situation. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I feel like I have pretty good reactions where I'm sitting here like, oh, if this happened to me, I would do this, this, and that. But I'm sitting here and I have the time to think about it. And then there's other times where, you know, like, I guess gaming, for example, is like, I experience it a lot where I'll be watching my friend play Escape from Tarkov. It's like a extraction shooter and very like tactical, and well, it can be very tactical depending on how you choose to play. But it's like I'll be watching him and I'll be like, yeah, I would have done this, this, that, this, and then my friend like does that and succeeds and gets out, kind of thing. But then I get on Tarkov and, you know, I get into a gunfight, and all that logic that I had when I was just watching someone play goes out the window. I fumble my keys, I'm running around, I'm panicking, and I die, you know? And it's like, it's one of those things where actually doing it and sitting there thinking about doing it are two very different things. So, but yeah, I'm glad that it seems like Joel's gonna live. I liked the backstory from Ellie. I hope we do get more with like Marlene finding her and everything, and what happens to Riley and all that. It'll definitely be curious to me, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, that's also just such a nasty wound that had to be healed too. Like, it's not just a knife wound where it's like straight and you just kind of like do, you know, like that I could probably do. But what Ellie's doing, it's like you just have like a hunk of flesh that I feel like you could just like, you know, like, I don't know, I hate it. That seems like it would have been so difficult to sew up. But assuming that Ellie does it successfully and Joel heals from this, props to Ellie for that experience, right? But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Very much enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to more. We only have a couple left, right? 8 and 9? I think there's only 9 episodes. Man, I really actually got to be thinking about what I'm watching next, because I don't even know. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. This was a Patreon show, so you can see the last 2 episodes and whatever has replaced this, and probably a bunch of other shows and stuff like that based off, you know, how long Better Call Saul was and how short this was. That one's still going to be releasing for a while, which means this one will take a while to release, because I finished Better Call Saul and then started releasing, that's how the Patreon shows work, started releasing Better Call Saul to YouTube. Once Better Call Saul finishes, this one then gets released. And so from here, I'm probably going to watch another, like, 5 seasons of something before Better Call Saul is even fully released, right? Either 5 shows or 5 seasons or whatever I choose to watch, but yeah. Anyway, check that out. Should be a bunch more content on there. Links in the description. Patreon, Twitter, all that stuff. If you want more information from me and chat with me and stuff like that, check that out. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.